All right, thanks, Seth. Okay, I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Scituate Board of Health for Monday, March 10th, 2025. First, we'll take a roll call for attendance. So this is Karen Conley, and I'm present. Allison? Allison's present too. Great. Um, are there any suggested changes to the agenda for tonight? Allison, do you have any feedback
I
there?
have no changes. I
Okay,
looked at all of them,
great.
all
Could I
three.
get a motion then to accept the agenda?
Yes, I second that. I
Okay,
motion to accept the agenda.
great. And I vote yes as well. Okay,
Okay.
so let's start with the first agenda item today. So we will be talking about 483 Country Way and a request for a Scituate private well, a variance to the regulations. And so,
Okay, so I sent you an email today that said their sodium level on their well water test with 37.13 mgs, and the limit is 20. So they had to fill out a variance, and the owner is here today. They are using it for irrigation, although we do test everything for drinking water.
right. So, Mr. Jackson, you just want to talk about your well and how you plan to use it?
Yeah, sure. For irrigation only. We just moved here about less than a year ago. And when we bought the house, the lawn looked pretty good. I thought, well, there must be an irrigation system, and found out that there wasn't. But we moved here from Cape Cod, and I had a well and I had irrigation there, only for outside. And the good thing on this one is it's going to have some controls on it that I don't overwater. So for me, it's been expensive, but it's a hobby of mine and my wife's, and we're retired, so it's kind of what we like.
Okay. All right. I think that's fair. Joan, any other concerns from your perspective?
No, we just have a few other, we have to get the engineer as built, and then the well driller and the engineer needs to sign off on the part, the certificate for the certificate of compliance. So you need to get your engineers and your well driller to do that.
Yep.
But
So
no,
I need
no other
to,
issues with
we can
it.
take that offline.
All the
Yeah.
other tests were fine.
Great. Okay. Allison, any questions from you?
No, I don't. It's just the sodium that was high. Nothing else, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Allison, are you ready for a motion?
I am.
Okay.
John is
I
here.
approve. Okay.
Okay. And
Motion
I,
to
I will
approve.
second that and approve as well. So,
Okay.
so it's passed. So thank you,
Great.
Mr. Jackson, for
Great.
attending tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks. And I just want to thank Joan. She's been very helpful and getting through the process. Thanks, Joan.
She's excellent, isn't she?
She is.
She is.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Bye.
We just did the private well.
Okay. And just for the record that we have John's in attendance now. So John, you just a roll call. Just if you could let us know you're present.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay, so we're moving on to our second agenda item for tonight, and that is the Sharps policy with Teresa Flynn. So, Teresa, I'll let you take over from here.
Hello. Um, so I'm just looking over this stuff really quick. So the current Sharps situation here is a little different than what I have seen in the past. Working for municipalities, we have a kiosk at the first parish station, which in discussions with the fire department and everywhere else, it's not the most effective or safe way to collect sharps right now. So it's supposed to be for our residents to be able to drop off their sharps to be destroyed, and it wouldn't cost them anything to encourage them to deposit them safely and not just leave them in the trash or anyone else. But we also get them from the animal shelter and from the schools, which are all appropriate uses. However, there have been large, like huge sharps just dropped outside of the kiosk. There's loose sharps because they fall over. It's just not the most safe way to do this, especially since the fire department has to clean them all up and call for all of the pickups. So Drew had asked me to see if there was another way that we could possibly do this in a better way. So I met with Dave Bortolato over at the fire department and Chief Donovan to discuss what the possible options would be. And I think the best way is to collect them, like have a person there, see who is collecting these sharps. That way you know what's being brought in. It also encourages, I have a ton of sharps containers that I can hand out to people so that they have an OSHA approved sharps container to be able to bring them back to us and then just encourage that proper disposal. I also thought it might not be the best plan for me to try to ask another department to staff to have someone come in to collect these because it can't have an on shift firefighter there. They're going out to all of the calls and whatnot. So I thought it would be okay because I have the time in my schedule and it's not any extra hours to go in and pick like a Saturday because Chief Donovan mentioned that weekends were a big deal. That's what people wanted for that timing. Um, and I'm fine with doing that. And to be able to collect these sharps, meet the residents, hand them a proper container so they don't always have to use Tide bottles or whatever they think it is, and to make sure that people aren't dropping the sharps off in an unsafe way. So it kind of will decrease any potential needle sticks. And it will also, I think, decrease the costs, which is not our cost regardless, but for the town in general, because I'm going to see what's coming in. It's not going to be off it like acupuncturists that are dropping off their stuff that they should be paying to get destroyed on their own. So we'll know what's going to be less, it should be less people dropping it off that they shouldn't be. It should be for the people that it's supposed to be for, and it will be less pickups. So theoretically could be cost saving as well. So I typed up a policy and procedure that I ran by Drew, and they're all for you guys to look over and vote on. And if you think that this is good for us and you want to keep going with it, then I'm going to bring it to the fire department to have them approve it as well.
Well, I just want to really thank you for doing all the due diligence on this. I did bring this up at our last meeting because I have some concerns about sharps. And I have one category of sharps that I would like suggest that potentially we add to the list that you have, what considers a sharp. Are those on-body and on the on-body injectors
Yeah.
that they're using now? I have a personal story here where I have a friend who I actually went to her chemotherapy treatment with her a couple weeks ago, and she had to have an on-body injector for Neulasta, so a 24-hour later, injection. And her nurse basically said, like, people can't figure out how to dispose these, and she just tells them to throw them away. So I was having a little bit of a heart attack. I have that at my house. I'm bringing it as soon as your first Saturday, I'm bringing it down. Um, so I think the on-body injectors, and I also think about the ongoing glucose monitors, the on-body glucose monitors,
Mhm.
as well, when they switch those out, those are considered sharps as well. And
Yeah.
we have got to have a decent amount of people in town that are diabetic that use those, continuous monitors as well. So I thought, they're just coming up with new devices to make it easier for patients, which is fantastic, but we have a higher, rate of sharps now that I
Yes.
think our citizens are going to be exposed to. So
I wonder when pharmacies will be required to take them back.
yeah,
Kind of like regular hazardous waste that,
That would
yeah.
just make sense.
it would make sense, but
They never empty the med take back things. Every time I've seen at a CVS, people like, you should just go to the police station.
May I interject? Number one, I think the policy is excellent. I read it over. I do have a caveat there because are we going to make an effort to see that different groups of people have the containers, like the animal shelters, the senior center, with a not only the availability of them there, perhaps leaves them at the senior center, but also a little blurb on when they've used that, how to get another one.
Yes, my plan is I've already started working on just like drafts of signage and posts that we can do for Facebook, where you'd be able to get these sharps containers. I think keeping them, at the fire department, having some with us, for them to just pick up, not to drop off, obviously, at the health department, if they pop by there. The senior center, and just making sure that everyone, I will send stuff specifically to the school nurses and to the animal shelters, anywhere that there's known town departments, that we collect their sharps as well.
Sounds good.
That's great. That was kind of my next question, was like the marketing. It sounds like you're already starting to work on that, just so everyone in town understands the new process and has access to the procedure. That'd be great if you have stuff going already. And I like getting into social media too. I think that's great.
I think that after a few Saturdays, you'll get to know the people who are there, and if someone is bringing it in an unsafe container, that's to your point. That's when we'll be able to say, you know what, that's not the container you want to use. You got to use this kind. So,
Right. And again,
I also think,
we get another one.
I think that the signage is key too. I think some people are better with the pictures and they can understand, the whole process with the pictures, which I like. I'm visual. I do better. You can just look and really quickly understand. So that'll be great for the social media. If you're able to do that. And then I don't know, it's obviously going to be posted on the website, but could you do like a pictures of what to do and not what to do?
Yeah. I want to do, that's part of what I want to do. I kind of have like a basic idea, just so that we can put little signs up at like the senior center, because not everybody in social media.
Right.
And I'm hoping that the fire department will also post it. But to have just the basic information on a sign, and then to have a little blurb, kind of smaller ideas of like, don't do this.
Right.
With a picture of what not to do.
Yeah.
I did on the original, my mock-up, the first one I did. I'll send something out to you guys so you can see it too. It does have, these are the appropriate containers with the picture, like you can use if you don't have one at home, like the Tide bottles or the, a metal coffee tin, things like that. And I did put pictures on there.
Great.
I'm also visual.
Can I go backwards with one thing? Because again, you get into a compliance issue and it's like people don't get their meds renewed. These containers, I really push to put a little note on there how they can get another one. If they pick one up at the senior center or wherever they pick it up, when that one's done, where they're going to go get another one.
I'm putting it on. I'm just writing it down.
You know what, John, I think it's going to be great too. And I think to Drew's point, like once this catches on and people know it, as soon as they bring a full one in, Teresa can just give them another empty one to bring home too. Once they have that in their routine, I think they won't worry about it.
That's the ideal situation.
That's better.
Yeah. That's great.
Maybe like a little piece of like, signage on the box that's, that might be helpful as well. If you need, call, maybe.
I have my cards too, I can put with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Great. All right. Any other discussion around the new policy?
Looks good.
Okay. Could I have a motion then?
So moved.
I have a motion to approve.
Okay, and I'll approve it with just the one caveat that we add the body injectors on that, which I know you're all over that. So yes, so I think we can consider it approved. So thank you again for all of your work on this. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you, Teresa. Teresa's been a great addition.
She has been.
It's nice to have someone that came in and didn't skip a beat with Eileen, someone that's very familiar with how municipal public health works. So it was really nice. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Great. Thanks. Okay. Next agenda is the public health grant.
So this is the Public Health Excellence Grant. Right now, we currently have a memorandum of understanding that was only required to be signed by the town administrator of each one of the 3 towns. Now that we are getting budgeted for an extended period of time. I think it's 10 years that we're getting budgeted for. It's around $400,000 a year. The state wants it to be a little bit more oversight and more controls on it so that everybody knows what is responsible. So this agreement has been looked at by all three town attorneys and also by the state, the attorney for DPH. It's a basic boilerplate agreement. It outlines the responsibilities of the host agency for the most part, which is Cohasset. They handle all the money. We don't have to handle any of that. It also puts in a more uniform board. So we have an advisory board that's appointed by each one of the directors is automatically appointed on it. And then each board of health will elect or appoint an alternate in case I can't be there. Because, and I've already talked to Joan about this, so I don't want you to think I'm slighting Joan, but because Erica works so closely with the grant and with the social worker that we already have hired to this, I was hoping that we could have Erica be the assist or the alternate in the agreement, and we can vote on that tonight. If you guys have someone else you'd rather have, it's your prerogative. That's just my suggestion. Cohasset has already approved this on the Board of Health level and on the town manager level. We're going here tonight, and if it's approved, it will be pending approval of the Scituate Select Board. I'm presenting this to them tomorrow night at 7:10 for their approval. The grant right now, we have a licensed clinical social worker that is paid out of it. We have a tobacco control person that is paid out of it. We have a public health nurse that is paid out of it. And we also rent space up on 3A by where the Olympic Grill is and the Cohasset transit station. There's a big office space in there that lets you rent out cubicles, and then you are allowed to use all of their conference rooms. So our staff that we pay out of the grant operates out of those cubicles up there. So it's a lot of paper for an agreement when I read the whole thing, but it's what the state wants. And where we're going into it, I just think it's a no-brainer if we're getting the kind of money that we're getting, and hopefully we can get, some more workers out of here. I'd love to get another licensed clinical social worker or a sanitarian, but we're in the process of going through it all, and this is one of the steps. I don't know if anybody has any questions.
Again, this is boilerplate. How are we going to do it? Is this an ongoing function? Is this a brand new function? Because I don't have any past history here as to this. And what is its overall purpose?
So this grant was issued to Cohasset back in 2021 or 22. And you have to have a minimum of 3 towns it's a shared services grant. So when they did an assessment of Massachusetts back in 2019, they noticed, and I'll just use it as an example, a lot of towns didn't have tobacco control people. So now we have a tobacco control person, but we share it with Hingham and Cohasset. A lot of towns didn't have full-time public nurses. Our nurse here, Teresa, who just left, she's 8 hours a week. Now we have Michaela, who is paid through for the grant, public health nurse. She's about 25 hours a week, and she goes Hingham, Cohasset, and Scituate. Cohasset has a full-time public health nurse, so she's more in Hingham and Scituate than she is in Cohasset. She only covers Cohasset, but it's basically for shared services. and we can't pay someone, like we couldn't pay Joan on top of her salary to do something else. It has to be completely separate.
Okay.
Well,
Any other
Drew,
questions?
I defer to you on your backup choice. I mean, I think that's absolutely fine. You have to pick the person that's going to be the best to represent the town with the grant. So,
She goes
trust
to the
me on that
meetings
one.
anyway, so.
Yeah, perfect. So that was the only feedback I have. I read the whole thing and I thought it made total sense. I don't have any additional questions. So, Allison, any questions from you?
The only thing I was trying to figure out, so the advisory board, is that what you're talking about? That you
Yep, the
would
advisory.
be, okay. All right. No,
And
I think, go ahead. I'm sorry.
so we basically have an advisory board right now. It's just
Mhm.
not put down on paper and signed and sealed. The advisory board right now is myself, Susan from Hingham, and Pam from Cohasset, the three directors. We do this already the way it is here. They just want something signed and formalized. But this is basically how the grant's been running for the last 3 years now.
Okay, are we ready to make a motion?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So we're going to need two motions. We need a motion to accept the agreement and then a motion to appoint Erica as the alternate, Erica Soros.
I'll move to accept the agreement.
And I'll move to accept
Well,
Erica
let's vote on that one
Soros.
first. Let's
Okay.
vote on the first
Okay.
motion. So move to accept
Sure.
it. So can we get a second?
I second that. Yeah.
Okay, and then all in favor?
I'm in favor.
John?
Yes.
Okay, Allison, yes, and I say yes too. So
Yes.
passes unanimously. Okay, and the second motion, Allison?
It's to appoint
Erica Soros.
Erica Soros as an alternative to Drew for the advisory board to represent him.
I second the motion.
Okay, a second from John. And John, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
And Allison?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes as well. So another unanimous decision there. So great.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. And any chance you want to get to come down and sign the document,
Okay.
Karen, you
Okay.
can do it. It's going to be here. I'm going to town hall tomorrow night with it, so it's no hurry. They'll probably sign it tomorrow night too.
Okay.
But no hurry.
All right, sounds good. So it looks like we don't have any old business and no new business.
I do have one thing I'd like to bring up.
Okay.
I read Drew's annual report. I was exhausted just from reading it. And I would like to have a vote of commendation for him and his crew for a very difficult job done extremely well.
Excellent. I think that's fair for sure.
So
Thank you.
moved.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
So we do have Board of Health meeting minutes.
Yeah, do you have a
To-
director? Do you want to do the director's report
Want to
first?
do the director's report? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. So we have 11 sets of plans under review right now. We have 4 awaiting engineering comments. We have 5 awaiting conservation comments. We're waiting on 15 as-built, and we have 17 systems in failure right now. We did an anti-choking class for the restaurants on March 3rd. We had 15 establishments represented, and the establishments that were represented were the Barker House, Casa Verde, Dribbles, the Drift Inn, Hatherley Country Club, Hibernia Tavern, Need Bakery and Cafe, the Mill Wharf, the Restaurant Oro, Salt Society, Sam's on the Harbor, the Scituate Country Club, St. Luke's Church, the Rail Harbor Movie Theater, and Untold Brewing. And we had a total of 60 individuals take the choking class. So that was just a tremendous job done. I want you to thank Joan and Teresa for organizing it, and the fire department, Chief Donovan, for doing a great job doing the course. We do this every year, and we always get a good turnout. So it's great to see so many people from different establishments attending.
Yeah, that's great. Wow, that's a huge
So
list.
we're very happy with that. And we also have the Dana-Farber mammography van coming on March 27th to St. Luke's. We've already put it up on the webpage and social media, and it will be there from 10 to 2. We have the St. Patrick's Day parade on Sunday. We've already licensed the food vendors. We have 3 trucks or 3 carts that are popcorn that are one company, and then we have a couple of food trucks that have already applied for them, and they all have special placards that identify them. They identify that they already got their license from us, and the police department knows what color the placard is, so they know that they've already gone through an inspection. So if they see someone there that doesn't have it, they'll be able to do something about it. And that is it for March 10th, 2025.
Okay, thank you for that. We do have 3 sets of minutes. Let's do them one at a time. The first set is from November 4th, 2024. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second that. I mean, yes.
Okay, and a second for Allison, and yes. And John, how do you vote?
Yes.
All right, and I vote yes as well. So those are accepted. The second set are from December 9th, 2024. And if there aren't any edits, can I have a motion on that set?
Well, I wasn't there.
Motion to approve.
So
You know
only
what?
you 2 vote on this.
Well, no, it has, according to the minutes, it says John was there. John, you were there. It says according to the minutes. So we'll have to
Sure.
make an edit if you weren't there on
Okay,
December.
no.
No, that's fine.
No, he was there.
Okay. I know I
Okay.
missed the meeting. I thought that was the one.
Okay.
I approve.
Okay. All right. And Allison, how do
Yes.
you vote? All right.
I
And I
approve.
vote. Great. I vote yes as well. And then the third set is on Monday, January 13th, and that one I was not at. So I don't have any edits, and just do either of you have edits, or if not, do you want to make a motion?
So
A
moved.
motion to approve.
Okay. And Allison, how do you vote?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Okay, so those are accepted as well. And then our final thing is just invoices. Do we have any invoices, John?
We have no
Carry through?
invoices.
Okay, no
No
invoices.
invoices. I know, and it's funny because the Ralph, who does a lot of our perk witnessing tests, was down in Florida for February, and we were worried about, oh my God, how are we going to find someone with the snow and the ice? No one was doing anything.
No one was
So,
digging into any
Yeah.
dirt anywhere. Yeah.
it worked out pretty good.
Great. Well, anything else
But-
that we're missing for tonight?
Ralph is retiring in June, so we are going to be looking for a new perk witness. Joan and I have already spoken with a couple of people. Hopefully we'll be able to find someone to come in and pick it up. But Ralph's just a great guy. He just celebrated his 90th birthday.
Oh my gosh.
He's just sharp as a tack, you know. He moves a little slower, but just sharp as a tack still. So we're going to miss him, but we still have time.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if there is nothing else, then I'll see if there's a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Make a motion.
Okay. And
Yes.
all right, Allison, yes. John, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. So that wraps it up for March 10th.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.
All right. Bye-bye.